Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your hosts Edward McQueen and April Garner.
And it's live. April is live. It's live. Okay.
Every Tuesday is live.
Good evening to our audience, and welcome to WCM Live. We like to be short about it. I'm your Ed McQueen. I'm your host, and of course, April Garner, the co-host. It's just something that's so important today. Look, April, let's just kick it off. Let the people know some things that the message must not have been getting out, because so many things are being offered today that's almost free, and understandably it's a need for everybody. I think we should just kick it off and let the people know what's out there. And we'll start with the Waccamaw Economic Opportunity Council. and they have a lot of stuff that we can't say enough about. We didn't have enough to say about it the last time. So now I think we've got this opportunity again with some of their representatives to kind of like kick us off on that. So April, what do you think?
I think now is as good a time as any. And I want to remind our audience, if you have any questions or comments, please post them for our guests. This is very important information that impacts the community. And with that being said, we welcome Dr. Karen Vassell. Did I say it right? I got it again. Yes, I got it again. Mr. Ed Souls and Miss Renetta Washington. How are you all this evening?
You're doing wonderful. Thank you.
Doing great. Great.
Awesome. Welcome to WCM Live. And, Brother Edward said it best. Sometimes people don't really know about all of the services and offerings that a council like Waccamaw EOC has to offer the community, especially things that completely impact their lives. And so You all are here tonight to share with us some programs and services that are new and improved, and some you've probably always had and people just don't know about them. So before we get started, we're going to kind of go around the room and ask you all to introduce yourselves and let everyone know what you do at Waccamaw EOC. So we'll start with the doctor.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Karen Vassell. I am the Early Head Start and Head Start Director at WEOC, servicing Horry County, Williamsburg, and Georgetown.
Awesome. Mr. Souls?
Mr. Souls? Yeah. Obviously, so can you hear us?
Can you hear us? He may not be able to hear us. Miss Renetta.
Greetings. My name is Renetta Washington. I am the site manager of the Myrtle Beach office for Waccamaw EOC, which we do have several different offices in Horry County, Williamsburg County, and the Georgetown County.
All right. And so let's try Ed one more time. Ed, can you hear us?
So
he was doing just fine before we
came
launched. On. Yeah. So I sent him a message and
yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to send him a message and we'll just continue with the broadcast. Right. Brother Edward, why don't you go ahead and start with the questions and I'll try to get his technical issue straightened out.
Yeah. Just have a suggestion, April, for technical issue like that. I guess it worked for me the last time. You have earphones. If you have earphones, Mr. Souls?
He can't hear us, so I'm sending him a message. You can go ahead and get the you can go get the interview started.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here we go. So with what I would like for the people to know is that these programs, carry so much weight in terms of what the helping the community, and there's very little paperwork that one has to do in order to retrieve some of these programs from WEOC, and they're just heavy. Okay, so I'd like to start with Dr. Vassell. If she could just, I know you're the new director there, but do you want to kind of lead us off with what some of the new programs, because I'm gonna assume that the existing programs some people have heard about, and especially in our last broadcast with WEOC, but you can go over the entirety in its entirety if you like.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I'll backtrack. As you all know, our WEOC Early Head Start program, we continue to offer services and offset the negative impact on the economy. For example, we'd be most likely to focus on disadvantaged populations, or I would like to say childcare deserts, where there are not a lot of accessible early learning programs from zero to birth. So we pretty much offer a holistic approach to educating children 0 to 5, or we would like to say from birth to 5. So when they're in the womb to they're 5 years old. So pretty much we offer a comprehensive program in reference to education, nutrition, mental health, family services, transportation, the needs for the families and the children. We offer the entire gamut. Like I said, our focus is mainly on school readiness. So when you think about school readiness and you think about the future of our young ones, we are technically preparing them for careers and jobs that have not yet come into fruition. So how do you do that? You incorporate programs that foster their curiosity, programs that foster innovativeness, just things of that nature. And one would say those curiosity and innovativeness cannot be taught, but you can actually create an environment that fosters that type of critical thinking skills and problem solving skills in young ones. So when they become older, they're able to be so creative that they're ready. They're ready for the next level. They're ready for the challenges. They're ready to be engineers. They're ready to be scientists. They're just ready for what we have not even imagined. So with that in mind, when you say new programs, I would like to say we're pretty much fostering a new concepts, new ways of doing, of implementing our curriculum, of teaching our students. We're getting away from the rote, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. We're fostering more, teaching children how to think.
I don't know if I misunderstood you, but do you have classes?
Of course, yes, we have classes. We do have classes.
Yeah, classes.
4K classes. We have children in zero to birth. We cover zero to birth. It's comprehensive. And you want to hear about we have 643 students that are funded. We're funded for. We have the Early Head Start program, 48 students that we're funded for, and 595 students that we're funded for the Head Start program. So we have centers across from Horry County, we have centers in Georgetown County, and we have centers in Williamsburg County. And our parents, yes, so we do a lot.
Yeah.
And our parents, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
I was going to say our parents are extremely pleased when their children graduate from the program and they transition to kindergarten into the public school system, because when they are usually ahead, or they're ready, they're already acclimated to a school setting before they get to a school.
Right.
Which county has the greatest need? Where do you see most of your clients coming from?
We see a humongous growth in Horry County.
Wow.
We have a large growth in Horry County. When we look at our interest level of waiting lists, I mean, it's a lot of parents are very interested in our program in Horry County, because it's just a big growth in the area. Economic, I would say,
They must have heard about it on our last broadcast of the World Community Magazine.
They had to hear about it. But we have 9 centers totally. We have 35 Head Start classrooms and 6 early Head Start classrooms. Our early Head Start classrooms are in Chavis Early Head Start.
Chavis, is that the locations? I don't know where.
Chavis is in Hemingway, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So how did COVID change things as far as your service needs, and also how did it impact your ability to provide these services when we kind of rolled out of COVID?
Well, rolling into COVID, I think nationwide COVID had an impact everywhere, especially on early learning, because you had to implement what the CDC recommended. You have to minimize the contact with students, and when we had outbreaks, you had to go to the quarantine measures and then try to assist parents virtually. That was pretty tough, but from what I understand, we pushed through. Of course, we had a decline on our enrollment in reference to the COVID procedures, but we're back on track. We are expected to have full enrollment full, in-person classes, and we're moving forward with fighting the COVID fight, the good COVID fight. Because we love our students, we love our parents, we love our families. So we want to definitely make sure that all our students are in person and are engaged one-to-one in person with our teachers. Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
That's quality. Let's see the quality instructions there.
That's right. That's what we focus on, quality. We are NAEYC accredited, and NAEYC accreditation, that's the gold standard for early learning.
All right.
So we have to go through rigorous, lots of reviews and things of that nature, monitoring reviews to make sure that we are on top of everything. We're going above and beyond the expectations of early learning.
Mm-hmm. And how important do you think programs like the one that you direct are important to the child's development before they actually enter public school? Because, I know a lot of parents, well, I would say some parents tend to want to, hold their children really close until the last possible moment and then, send them to kindergarten. But, why do you think a program like yours is important for that early child development?
You have a great point, April, when you said parents want to really hold their child really close to them. And that's why we have the comprehensive services where we do focus on parent development as well. Our family service workers that work with parents to assist them with creating goals to help foster, if they have career goals, if they have personal goals. So we not only service and assist the student or the child, we assist the family as well. And that's the caveat to, WEOC as collectively, because we have programs that are generational that could connect to weatherization or that could connect to CSGB. So, we do the whole gamut. So I just feel like it's very, very important that our parents understand that we don't only service the student, but we service them as well. We focus on nutrition and health and making sure that the students have their dental screens, making sure they have their immunizations. We focus, we're more importantly education, but all is important when children are developing at such a young age.
It sounds like you definitely focus on family if you really take a look at it.
Right. That's right.
And if the family is healthy, then the children are probably going to be healthy, right?
That's it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we have a couple of questions from some audience members. Thank you, Priscilla Fuller, for tuning in. She is one of our regulars. We should give her a top fan badge.
Yeah.
Brother Edward. She said, what do you feel are the greatest needs you're seeing with the children now coming in? Great question.
Oh, that's a phenomenal question. The greatest needs now, and I want to say, I feel like this may be connected to COVID, is the social emotional development of the child. COVID has pretty much isolated at times where children were unable to engage with other children or come to school and have that communication piece. So I really feel that social emotional piece is very important. And I feel like we have lacked on that because of the COVID pandemic has forced us into more so of like an isolation piece. And that's very important for young learners, young children, is to, communicate with peers their age, have those conversations, have those interactions. So April, Priscilla, that's a very excellent question. So my response to that question would be that social emotional piece and that engagement with others.
And so since the children have come back into your facilities, and you of course have had to deal with that piece, have you seen progress as far as their adjustment after? I always use air quotes, after COVID.
After COVID, correct.
Yeah.
Definitely the students, we did not have a lot of priors, like the first day, and they would be really nervous, and that anxiety builds up with that separation, anxiety from mom. That I didn't see a lot of that, and I thought, I was like, wow, maybe there's like one prior, but not a lot of separation anxiety. It's like organically they knew they wanted to connect with each other.
Yeah.
That was just
Okay.
a beautiful, a beautiful sight to behold.
Yeah, they probably were missing their friends and
Right?
whatnot. Even at that young age, they,
Right,
they make
yeah.
connections like that. We
That's
have a
right.
couple. Yeah, we have a couple of more questions. What program do you have for 1-year-old?
We have our early Head Start program. So our early Head Start program serves 0 to, oh, okay, I saw the question
Same
again.
question. Yeah, I popped it back up.
0 to 2, and then they transition to the Head Start program.
So early Head Start is 0 to 2. Okay, and so within that program, what are some of the things that are part of the curriculum, or what are some of the, I guess, the child development
Winners.
tactics or techniques that you typically are doing for a 0 to 2-year-old?
Well, we focus definitely on, like I said, that social emotional piece, fostering that growth and development, the physical growth, the fine motor skills, psychomotor skills. That means they're running, jumping, crawling, things of that nature.
Mhm.
Of course, assisting with potty training and that verbal language, that oral language, assisting in those areas as well. But they learn really, really, really fast. A child, let's say from 0 to 2, they can pretty much learn about a book a day, that much
Wow.
material. So it's more to say the environment, our environment in the early ages, especially that early Head Start, that plays a key role in the children interacting with each other and the adults interacting with each other. Adults
Mm.
interacting with the children, just fostering that love, that support, that reading piece. I mean, that's super, super, super important because we're focusing on making sure children are ready for school, they're ready for kindergarten, but then beyond that, by by the third grade, they are avid readers.
Mhm. Do you have a big digital presence in any of your centers?
Yes, we do. We are incorporating technology and computers within the classroom. Of course, we want that to be a balance. We don't want the children to be so fascinated or fixated on the technology piece. So we do, have doses of technology within the classroom.
Okay, awesome. Have a couple of other questions. Everybody seems to be really interested in this piece, and the child development
Yeah,
piece is
yeah,
extremely
this,
important,
yeah,
especially
Ooh,
now.
it is.
Um,
absolutely.
so Marjorie McIver, thank you for tuning in. The icon. How do you reach out to surrounding communities? And she wants to know, of course, where are the sites, if applicable. And someone else asked as well, where are these classes located?
All right. How do we reach out? We definitely have a social media presence, so you can definitely check us out on Facebook. We have our website, it's www.weoc.org, and our application, online application, is actually on site. Um, we have our family service workers that reach out to the community. They go to community events in the counties that we serve. They pass out the flyers. For example, we've done food drives where we pass out our flyers where you can apply on the spot. I mean, we do the whole entire gamut. Now, our sites. So for Horry County, we are at Waccamaw. So where are the
Same
classes
question.
located? All right.
Hmm.
Horry County, we are at Waccamaw, and that's located on the Horry Georgetown Technical College campus. We are also located Green Sea, and this is also Horry County, Green Sea Head Start, and Long's Head Start. In Georgetown County, we are located at Georgetown Head Start Center and Andrews Head Start Center. And also for Williamsburg County is the Chavis Head Start Center, Early Head Start Center, and Lane Head Start Center.
All right.
Wow. I think it's great that you have, this opportunity in lanes as well, because I mean, that's a pretty rural area, right?
It's definitely very
Yeah. I have family from that area. The
okay.
Morants down in that area
All
I'm
right.
related to them.
Right. On
So,
this one, I'm sorry, we have Choppy, our Choppy Center.
and Choppy Center.
Copy.
Okay.
Choppy.
Okay.
That's pretty rural as well. But
Yeah.
listen, we do have spots available. Also, when you said new update, we have a new update with eligibility. So parents who are eligible for SNAP. If you, I mean, we don't need a W-2, we don't need any of your income. If you provide us with your SNAP card or any letter that you've been approved for SNAP, your child is approved for services.
All right.
Yeah, well, these are kind of programs that I think they're, for lack of a better word, I think they're lacking advertisement, and and I know it costs to get it out there like that, and you have to spend, be wise about the spending that you do. So, but that's observable. I think it's something to pay attention to, because the things that you went over and the things that April was conversing with you about, these are just some important programs.
Very important. I agree, and we're growing, so we do want to let the parents and families know that please, apply. I just can't say how much that you all need to apply, because this is a very comprehensive program. Once you're enrolled until you're ready to go to preschool or ready to go to kindergarten. I mean, you can stay in the program from 0 to 4 years old.
Well, that's awesome. And that was some very powerful information. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And so, she has covered everything in terms of early Head Start and Head Start. And so we have community service here, but we also have the Weatherization Assistance Program Director, and Ed Souls. I think you can hear us now. Am I correct?
I can hear you. Well.
All right.
All right.
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, please.
I had to change computers.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate it. And we definitely will make it around the table so that you can discuss your Weatherization Assistance Program. Okay. Ms. Renetta, talk to us a little bit about the community service program.
Well, first I bring you greetings for the CSBG department, along with my director, Shenika Gibbs, in her absence. So I'm pitch hitting for her. And along with that, our CEO, Mr. James Paisley Jr.
Absolutely. We got to give him his props.
Well, with the CSG program, which meaning of CSBG is Community Service Block Grant. And it's the block grant that is federal funded. And we have, at this present time, we have 7 different programs. And the programs in which we have, and again, I like the title New and Approved, because the best is still yet to come for all things. Right. So for our programs, what we already had in place, trust me, they are new and approved. The programs that is new, trust me, they are better than before because they're new. So the programs that we have in the CSBG program is our health and wellness. And we can assist, and everything is based on your gross income and everyone that's in your household. And for the health and wellness, we do eyewear, exams, and dental. And we have partnership. And I'm going to get back to partnership because we have vendors as partnership. But we at Waccamaw EOC, and this is a new and improved situation, we partnership among each other because I'm a strong believer. Our quote is, improving lives, empowering the community. But if we can help somebody, anybody, we can do this together. So that's one of the things that we're learning to do, to work together along with Head Start, Weatherization, and in the community as a whole. Another one of our program is employment. And employment, we sending school education right now due to the fact of COVID, CNA, nursing, phlebotomy is needed really highly. So we're a partnership with different vendors, and we're trying to give our people new career because you never can get too much. I don't care how old you get. Mr. McQueen. You can always add on. I have to pick at him every once in a while. And we also have what we call a JEEP program, and that's our General Emergency Assistant Program. And that is for those that is up against eviction or late notice. Due to the fact of COVID, is truly a high demand here in the Horry County. And talking about Horry County, which I love to talk about Horry County because that's my county that I am, but we work in all. But Horry County is truly blessed to have 3 offices. We have an office in the Myrtle Beach, we have the office in Conway, and Myrtle Beach office. And our Myrtle Beach office is at 2102. Let me shout out Cromarley Circle, Suite C. And any client can come to any one of the 3 offices in Horry County. Because they living in Conway, that don't mean they can't come to Myrtle Beach. Because they living in Myrtle Beach, that don't mean they can go to Lois. Any one of the 3 offices in Horry County, we all affiliate the same. And because some working near, so they can come to our office or the closest office to them for service. We also have what we call the YETS program, and that's our youth program, and it kicks off in June up until August for 8 weeks. We train our youth to prepare themselves to go out into the field for employment, orientation, also learning now to build up a business plan in order to teach them, in order to strive for improvement. It's nothing like improvement. And we have a nutrition program, and our nutrition program is based on, at this time, is based on ages 62 and older or disabled. And again, everything is based upon your household and your income. And with that being said, those are our biggest CSB program. With our new program, which kicked off, is called LAWAP. And that is our program for the water department. And the vendors that partnership with us, we can assist them along with their water bill. And our main program is our electric and gas. Our electric is more of a crisis program. If they're in jeopardy of being disconnected, have a disconnected notice, they can call us. And the months for that is January 1st to December the 31st, because you don't know when you may get your late notice. You don't know when you get cut off. So that's a wide area. But we also have a section for heating and cooling. And heating starts January the 1st to April the 30th. And then the cooling takes place May the 1st to September the 30th. And then heating picks up again October the 1st to December the 31st. And when I'm saying heating and cooling, I'm referring to when it's the heating season, we can assist with your gas. Other than that, we're still going to assist with your electric because it's hot out there. So we can assist with that. And that's what we call our LAHEAP program. And the definition for LAHEAP is Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. And again, like I said, we have at least a total of 9 programs, 7 CSB program and 2 LAHEAP program. And again, we partnership with a lot of our vendors, and our vendors partnership with us. And again, we are learning to partnership with one another because we are just one as a whole. And we have to learn to work with one another. You know, I always shout out to the Myrtle Beach because I'm the office manager here in the Myrtle Beach community. But trust me, I work in all of the areas because, again, if we can help somebody, you know, it's hard times. Everybody's going through something. I don't care who you are. We all going through something, and we need one another. So these are the programs in which that we affiliate with the CSBG at Waccamaw EOC.
Okay. Renetta, so you talked about how the CSBG programs are federally funded, and I'm sure that you probably saw an uptick in the number of inquiries or requests for assistance or services. You know, how did COVID impact your ability to provide these services to Horry or Georgetown counties or wherever it is that your service area is? Is it Horry and Georgetown counties and surrounding areas, or just Horry and Georgetown counties for this program?
It's Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg.
Counties. So it's always those three
all
counties.
3 counties.
Okay.
And it has hit all 3 of our counties hard. It hit Horry County again, like Dr. V spoke, because of Horry County is such a tourist area and such a widespread area. But it has tremendously hit all counties in all areas. And again, like I said, we will do all we can to help you if it's based on your income and you're qualified. Mm-hmm. And I mean, during the COVID, we had so many people come into our office, and they was just so grateful. They was just so blessed to know that we had this service to assist them because they're out of work. Some didn't have any food. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was very touching and emotional. And guess what? When they cried, we cried. They was happy, we was happy.
Right.
So we was more like a family, along with being a community service helper.
Okay. There's a couple of questions that have come up from some audience members. One person asked, where can you find the income qualifications? And I assume they're asking for the programs that you mentioned.
You can call any of our office and speak with any of our representative. You don't even have to call and ask for the manager. All staff is qualified. And you give them your information and they'd be more than happy to share with you. And there'll be, again, you can also go to www.waccamaweoc.org.
Okay. And then there's another question that Ms. Priscilla asked, and you guys are probably going to find out why she's a top fan and should have a badge, because she asked a lot of great questions. Ms. Priscilla wants to know, what is the income limitation for rental assistance?
It is based on, again, on how many people that's in your household. Everything is based on the total that's in your household and your gross income. You have gross income coming in. Say, like, for example, you're living in a $1,400 house, but you ain't got but $350. How are you going to be able, if we assist you, how will you be able to pay your next month's rent? Mm-hmm. And then your landlord also have to be willing to work with you also, because I was a property manager before, and if your landlord is not willing to work with Waccamaw EOC, there's nothing else that we can do. Mm-hmm. But we go out to touch bases with them and touch bases with our clients. And we do our best to try to help everybody.
And when it comes down to the income, is there like a level or a cap where at that point you probably won't qualify for assistance?
Yes, ma'am. It's based on your federal government. The government has the drawing point of how much each household member should have.
Okay. All right. So it's just on an individual basis.
Yes,
there's not really. Okay. All right. So there's another question coming from the West End Neighborhood Network. Do you provide air conditioning window units for seniors?
Yes, We do, and we have already exceeded that for 2022.
Wow.
But guess what? We're getting ready for 2023. There's no stopping us now. Our new director, she keeps us going and going and going. So we are preparing ourselves for 2023 also.
Absolutely.
Between her and Mr. James Paisley Jr., we're just like the Energizer Bunny.
So if you know of seniors who need these window units, what can you do to assist them? For example, if I knew someone in my neighborhood who needed assistance, would I need to, get their income information, or how would I
have them to give us a call at one of our offices, and at a certain time of the month, I want to say is it May, Mr.? In May and June, we start taking lists, and we start making precision to do windows, air condition. They can also call Weatherization. Again, like I said, we're working as a partner. If they even call Head Start would definitely get in contact with us, and we're working hand to hand now.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we're doing CSBG or LAHEAP, and I know a child needs to go to school, needs to go to Head Start, get their information, get in contact with Dr. V. I like to call her Dr. V. Get in contact with Dr. V. I have a client come in and they need assistance. Their light bill is sky high. Why? They don't know. They elderly. Call Mr. Ed, so and so and so and so. Mm-hmm. And we're just working together as a partnership. You get partnerships and vendors outside, but you also have to be a partnership inside.
So you guys work as a team. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. So it sounds like yeah, go ahead, Brother Edward.
Okay, yeah, April. Before we get away from Ms. Washington, I just want to send out some kudos to if you didn't know about it. She put on an appreciation program, like I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago, Ms. Washington, and it was so well coordinated. I mean, it's got a lot of reviews about it. She did it over in Myrtle Beach. She was showing appreciation to the community, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Washington. Appreciation to the community for their participation and their support. It just went off so well. I hadn't seen something like that in a long time, and it was just absolutely marvelous. So kudos to Ms. Washington, and congratulations to you. And you can pull it off again. I'm sure WEOC would appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Mr. McQueen. But once again, the community, we give back to the community, and the community gives back to us. It's a family. I mean, back in the day, it was like the village, and we're still in the village, but they change it a different way. Now if I can help somebody, but we have to go back to the old landmark in order to survive nowadays.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So a few minutes ago, they were talking, or there were questions about air conditioning units, and also I'm sure that falls under weatherization as far as any assistance that could be given to help weatherize and make a home more energy efficient. So Mr. Souls, it sounds like that's your area.
Well, the window units is Renetta's, Miss Washington's area.
It's her area. So tell us what your area is about.
Technically, I'm putting it back on her.
Okay.
What we do.
Partner.
Okay, we're doing it together.
Uh-huh.
All right, but as far as weatherization, we concentrate on the package unit, the air conditioning, the central heating air. Mm-hmm. We service Horry, Georgetown, Williamsburg County, and what we're trying to do is trying to make the house more energy efficient, helping the client saving money on their electric bill. We just can't go in and put in air conditioning unit or window unit. We have to do weatherization on the house, and then after we do the weatherization on the house, then if they don't have an adequate heating source, we have to address the heating source if our funding allows us. But I get a lot of calls. People just, it's hot, and then their unit just goes out. Unfortunately, our program just don't address the unit situation. We address the whole house, trying to make the whole house energy efficient, and then address the heating and cooling unit along with the whole house.
Okay. All right. So tell us how, what impact you've seen from COVID as far as, anything that you do. Have people, I guess, had a greater need, or, even though COVID was more of a pandemic that affected us physically, if you can't work and you can't afford some of the things that you need for your home, then, typically things tend to go by the wayside. So, did you see an uptick in the need for services, or, typically what are the times of the year or situations that actually call for it? Like after hurricanes, floods, when do you see most of your inquiries come in?
Most of our inquiries come in after it rains.
After it rains, okay, okay.
After it rains, and a lot of times during the summertime when the seasons change, when it gets hot, you have 100-degree temperature, we get a lot of inquiries then, and then when the seasons start changing, they start turning their heater on and find out their heating source is not functioning well. Then we get a lot of calls then. So it's kind of seasonal, but far as the COVID impact, what we're trying to do is help the client save money on the electric bill. So when we do weatherization on the house, we're trying to add insulation in the attic, add insulation in the floor, wrap your hot water heater with an insulation blanket so your water stay warmer longer, installing LED light bulbs that help save money on your electric bill. And one of the biggest things that we do is sealing ductwork. A lot of ductwork that is put in the houses, especially mobile homes, they're not sealed real good. Right. And they start getting half of their air in the house, and then they get half of it under the house. So it's not all the air is coming in the house, and the unit is constantly running. So if we could tighten that ductwork up and seal it up real good, that all the air is coming inside the house, then the air stays in the house longer, which keeps the unit off longer, which helps save money on the electric bill at the end of the month. So that's what we're trying to do mainly, is help the client save money on their electric bill at the end of the month by adding these energy saving measures. And then at the end, when we finish sealing the house up, then we look at the AC HVAC and make sure that it's all working properly as well. And if we have funding available, we may replace a HVAC unit here or there. But our main thing is trying to air seal the house and weatherize the house.
Make it more energy efficient.
Now, we don't do no kind of construction, and a lot, like I said, I get a lot of calls after the rain. We're adding insulation in the attic, or we're adding insulation in the ceiling of a mobile home. So if you have roof leaks or something like that, then we can address the roof leak. We don't do any kind of construction, no roofing, no floors, no windows, no doors, nothing like that. We just do energy saving measures. So if you have those problems ongoing on the house, that has to be taken care of by the homeowner before they let us touch the house.
Now, we're probably going to ask the same question. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, do you have any issues with people with personalities or people who really don't know that you have these methods for saving the energy, other than just having something for them so that that's tangible, that they can see right now? For example, if they, like you said, if their roof is leaking, they want somebody to stop the roof from leaking.
Right.
But you all can't do that. So, but you all can address it in different ways. Do you run into different personalities like that, where people are just frustrated, or?
Absolutely. when they call and they're needing a roof repairs or they got roof issues or the unit is out, you know, everyone with weatherization, we have to go through the same. All the clients have to go through the same process. They have to come to the office and they have to put in an application, and we have to see where they fall at on the waiting list. You know, when someone's got, you know, COPD, they're on oxygen and the unit just went out and they're frustrated and they're calling and they want something done right away. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We don't have any emergency situations as far as weatherization. They would have to go through the whole process. So we get a lot of frustrating clients calling in. There's some that called in about the roof issues. So if there's some issues like roof issues or HVAC that we can't address, we refer them to another agency that may be able to help them. So we try to give them, lead them in another direction if we can't get to them and right away.
So yeah, my question was totally different from Brother Edwards. It was more about referrals versus outreach. Do you all kind of comb the area, scan the area to see if there are any persons who have needs that you can address, or do you wait for these inquiries to come in?
We wait for them to come in.
Okay, all right.
Because we have a waiting list for over 100 clients right now. So
wow. Okay, all right. And all of these programs, including yours, are federally funded.
Yes.
And you at Waccamaw EOC.
And they qualify through the income, just like CSDG. Okay. And if anyone has any question about the guidelines or the income guidelines, if you go to our website, WEOC, and click on weatherization, our guidelines is on there. Our income guidelines is on the website.
Okay, all right. So we have a couple of questions that have come in. One question: what are the time frame for responses when services are applied?
Our timeline, we like telling, you know, it all depends on where you fall at on the waiting list. Now, and you know, this comes from the Department of Energy up in Washington, D.C. They have a points system that they use. The program weatherization is mainly geared around, first of all, disabled, elderly, household with children, then high users or high burden. For each one of those categories, it awards you 20 points. And so if you have someone's disabled, elderly, they got children in the house, and the electric bill is high, they're going to get 80 points. Versus someone that's just have children in the house, they're not elderly, they'll probably get 20 to 40 points. So whoever has the highest points, that's who gets served first. And so we have to go by that guideline, and we have some people that have been waiting for weatherization for over a year. So it's from 6 months to 12 months, or it may be longer than that. I have some that's been waiting on the waiting list for over a year.
That sounds like a pretty extensive list if they have to wait that long. And
yes, and unfortunately, we don't have so much funding every year. They don't allow, because we serve Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg County. Most of our funding is for Horry County, but our yearly allocation is like 24 houses for all three counties. So, you know, I've got 120 people on the waiting list, but I can't do but 24 a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And do you have like an internal team, or do you actually partner or contract with outside vendors to help you get the work done?
Well, we have an internal team. We have a team of assessors with in-house. They go out and they will assess the house and see what the house needs for as energy saving measures. And then they come back and they'll write up a work order. And then we have contractors that will assign the jobs do, and they go out and do the work on the homes. After the contractors do the work on the home, then the team of assessors go back and do a quality inspection on it and make sure that, you know, they have added all the work is done properly that was on the work order. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Brother Edward, they certainly are the poster for teamwork when it comes down to all of the services and offerings that they have for people in Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg County. I mean, the children have services, families, and various members of the communities have services. Then they have a weatherization piece. You know, this is incredible, and
The
you're
whole
right.
household.
Yeah.
So let me ask the group. I mean, our guests. What do you think is lacking? Lack of a better word. What is lacking that you would like to see implemented at WEOC? And if you, hopefully the so Paisley doesn't mind you answering a question like that. But what do you think could enhance the program? It's a very good program. So enhancement may be the wrong word too, but you can always improve. So what do you think you'd like to see the WEOC start implementing?
Can I answer?
I'm glad everybody answers me. It means you're always thinking, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I think Dr. V had her hand up first, and then we'll come to Renetta.
I
Okay.
would say, Ed, more opportunities such as what you are providing us with marketing, being able to share about the services that we offer, as well as to have community members ask questions and inquisitive questions, so we can provide more clarity of who can qualify, how can they qualify, how can they reach us. Just access and awareness is the two pieces that I would like to see more of.
Okay,
that's good. Renetta?
Okay, on our behalf, we're doing a lot of outreaching in the communities in different areas. We outreach in our department at least twice a month. And not only outreach, and when I say that, because I'm in the Myrtle Beach office, it's nothing for me to go to the Conway office and help outreach with them. Another thing that Mr. Ed was saying, and this is, to me, I love it because it's a new, and this is what I really call the improved package of it. Mr. Ed or Dr. V, they may not have a placement to assist the clients, but they can always call on CSBG, and if we can help them with their electric bill, their water bill, or however, every little thing helps. So there are times when want to get on the phone, hey, can you do this? You got money for this? I'm gonna send you this customer. And and that's the improvement, because at one time, to me, it was more like competition.
Or you're working in silos.
Right, right. Mm-hmm. But now I'm seeing all of us working together as one.
Mm-hmm. And that makes you more effective as a team, as an organization. It makes you more effective, that interconnectivity, because you all should be communicating. The reality is that that Head Start mama or daddy or family may need some weatherization, or they may, they may need some community services that you provide, Ms. Renetta. So yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, Mr. Ed, do you have a response to Edward's question?
Well, the only thing that I would say, and Mr. Paisley is always on this, is just more opportunities, more ways that we can partner with other agencies, and more funding that we can get for the agency so that we can help more. The weatherization program is the smaller of the three, and so if we can get more funding and for and less restrictions. There's so much restrictions on the funding. There is only so much that we can do. If we can get some more funding with less restrictions, we can address more of these HVAC problems and roof problems and stuff like that. But just more funding. All right. We want to help, we just can't.
Yeah, you can't always. Yeah, you're limited.
When you start mentioning 24. You have only 24 options, well, not options, but 24
dwellings.
Dwellings that you can serve. out of
that's all 3 counties. Yeah.
Over 100 some that's been observed to have been needed.
Yes.
Then that says something about what's needed. I can say.
Yes.
But that would be a good justification for more funding, though, wouldn't it? I mean, you just
Absolutely.
compare those two. Right?
He's working on that. He is working on that.
Okay.
He is working on that. I have to be careful what I ask for because I just might get it.
That's right. Yeah, that is right. Well, Brother Edward, they have shared some wonderful information in this hour, and I'm telling you, we don't know what you all are doing unless you're willing to come on and share it with the community. And we certainly appreciate all of you being here this evening. I know that there's some information that I learned that I'm willing to pass on, and hopefully there's something you can do to help others who really have a critical need. And I see that you all are really meeting those critical needs. So
we just need to get that information out there, man. We need to get that information out there. Okay.
Absolutely. So, Brother Edward, you have a final word, or, again, we thank our guests for being here this evening. We thank all of our audience members who commented, and hopefully you will share this broadcast. It is available on our Facebook page, on several Facebook pages across that network, on our website, wcmagazine.net, and also wc.net is connected to our YouTube channel. So, please share this information. This is critical, especially since they have pockets of time and seasonal assistance that they give. And so, you may be able to help someone with winter coming up soon. You never know. But thank you all for being here. And we wish you, good health and wealth and all the other good stuff that you need to keep doing what you're doing to make an impact in the community.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely. And we'll have you back again, I'm sure. Right, Brother Edward?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going all the way over there to Myrtle Beach.
Absolutely. Brother Edward, do you have any final words before we sign off?
No. Well, I think I asked that question earlier, and I commented on it. That was the adequacy of funding. That I think everybody should, not just our guests, but the viewers should take note to. And if there's any way for them to get the information over to WEOC and influence that kind of decision to get more funding, I think they should. Okay, because that something like that's helping the community. It helps all of us.
Yes.
Okay, it helps all of us. That's a chain reaction. That's a chain reaction.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we're here to empower our lives.
Absolutely.
Improve our lives and empower our community. If we can help somebody, anybody, Waccamaw EOC is here to do so.
And I'm glad you said that, because I know that there's a lot of melanin on the screen, but Waccamaw EOC is for everybody, right? For everybody, no matter race, color, whatever. Everybody can receive this assistance. All right. Well, thank you all again. And to our audience, thank you so much for joining us every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We do appreciate your support, and we'll be back next week if God says so.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host, Edward McQueen and April Garner.